Yes, YouTube, how you all doing? I want to talk about in this video is people that cannot, live a normal life because all they're bothered about is drugs. And if they can't get alcohol, and if they can't get those things, then they selling the things every minute. They're selling their own equipment, the phones, the laptops. They're selling the TVs just so they can get that next fix. And people that's not bothered about anything else. All they're bothered about is getting off the faces, relying on other people, and just not living a normal life, basically. And people that do that are stupid, and stupidity gets shown on YouTube for what people really are, right? So if you're one of them people that's, and if you've got a lot of friends, you can even lose family members because of it. You can lose your friendship. You can lose many relationships just because you are addicted to a particular drug, right? And these people that nowadays, these people cannot do without drugs, crack, heroin, weed. They've got to have these things in their lives. These people, they have to have these things in their lives because they can't look after themselves. So they need everybody surrounding them to do that work for them. What I'm telling you, let me tell you, man. Back in the day when I was young, right? Back in when I was young, people used to die, right? People used to lose family members over drugs, right? I've seen a lot of people die in front of my eyes over drug taking, right? Specifically, it doesn't always have to be, but a lot of the times it's hard drugs, right? Your cocaines, your heroin, stuff like that cannot keep off of it, right? These people, I'm telling you, if you've got any individual like this in your family, you need to cut them out because they're not bothered about you. All they're bothered about is that fix, right? And if they don't get it, then they're gonna steal, they're gonna cheat, they're gonna walk over hot coals just to get it. Guaranteed, man. I can guarantee. Right. So this is what this video is about. It's about the spreading awareness, right? About drug addicts, man. The worst of the worst. I know you might say, "Oh, but they've been through trauma." But so what? A lot of people have been through that. But because if all right, then if trauma really made you use drugs, everyone that goes through trauma would be an addict. But that's not the way it is. If you've been through trauma, you need extensive, prolonged therapy, not drugs. The worst thing you can do when you've got trauma, right, is turn to a drug. Because also, if you use that drug for years and you can't get off it, that's traumatic as well. Or should I say, when you try to get off of it. But these people that don't try to get off of it because they don't think there's anything wrong. In denial, in denial and addiction, they go hand in hand like cheeseburgers and Coca-Cola. You know what I mean? So I know what I'm talking about, man. I've been surrounded by many people that's died of the drugs. But I washed my hands of them. I washed my hands of them because it's like this. A drug addict is like a person that hasn't eaten for days, right? If you don't eat for a week, what's the only thing you're gonna think about? Is food, right? The same thing with drug addicts. If they don't have that drug for 3 days, that's the only thing they're thinking about. And then once they get it, it's gone in 5 minutes anyway, because they're an addict, and addicts will use and use and use, right? So this video is very important, man. Spreading awareness on on drug addiction, man. I've had people in my family that's been addicts, got rid of them, don't speak to them no longer, never will do again. So, like I said, if you've got anyone in your family like this, never mind getting them help or anything that they don't want. I know there's a lot of people out there that want help, right? But for the majority of people that don't, because they would have done it, all right, if they want help, why didn't they do it 10 years ago? You've been on the drug 20 years, they've been on heroin for 20 years, why didn't they try to get off of it 10 years ago? You know what I mean? It's been, oh no, so should I say 5 years ago, 6 years ago? They're not bothered about coming off the drug. All they're bothered about is purchasing the drug. Right? That's all they're bothered about. You might say, oh, they need to go into therapy because they've been through trauma and that's why they're like that. But no, it's not. The trauma is not why they're like that. It's a personal choice, to be honest with you. Sorry, but I've been through trauma, but I'm not on crack and I'm not on heroin and I'm not on alcohol. So there you go, man. What people do, or what people tend to do, is when they've been through trauma, they blame that on everything that they do bad, everything that's incorrect in their life. They blame it on that, and that's why they're not going anywhere. And even if they do try to come off the drug, if they're in denial, telling themselves, "I'm not an addict," then they'll never come off the drug. The first thing you've got to do to come off a drug is be honest with yourself and stop being in denial. And it'll be nice, and I guarantee you'll find some way one day to get yourself clean.